going. We're just giving it a few seconds to warm up because apparently technology needs as much warming up as we do as humans. I mean, this
I
is not even,
guess.
we're not even getting started into like the company.
I just said the most important thing and it got cut off at the beginning. So I guess we're done. No?
We're done. We're already finished, guys. Sorry. Wait,
Sorry
you
if you
missed
missed it.
that.
Yeah. No, we're just getting started. You didn't miss anything.
Well, I mean, except for like this incredible vent about dating, but like it's completely related. It's
Yeah.
completely related. This company that we're talking about today
Yeah.
is one that has come up to a lot of debate in the dating world in terms of its reliability, in terms
Hmm.
of, you know, the kinds of people you get on it. So we're talking about Tinder today. Aaron, you want to share what they've dropped?
Yeah. So apparently there's a new requirement for online dating. You have to have a face. And it has to be your own. So Tinder has a feature, it's brand new. It's called Face Check. It is being rolled out in specific territories. I know California is mandated now, but what you have to do if you want to be on Tinder and do all the swiping is if you're a new user, at least a new user, you have to take a video selfie when you sign up. And it captures your likeness and it gets a recording of your face and make sure you're a real person and you don't have multiple accounts and you're not there to do harm or abuse the system, right? So if you didn't have a face before, sorry, you're off Tinder. If you have if you're squeamish about privacy rights or wondering, we'll get a little bit into the history, but don't want Tinder to have your likeness, your face, you might bounce too. So that's what we're here to talk about. New mandates, maybe the beginning of an era for everybody. We're gonna like set up your account, put your name, password, put your face in there. Who knows? But Tinder saying, yeah, specific areas, maybe everywhere at once at some point. You gotta let us you gotta put yourself on camera and we're going to use that for verification. What do you think, Beatrice?
I mean, I think it's about time. I know that there's other apps that have already, other dating apps like Bumble, etc., that they do. Okay, maybe it's not video, but they
Mhm.
have that the facial recognition, and I'm just like, well, if you're already on Bumble and you don't want to prove that, or sorry, Tinder, and you don't want to prove that it's you, that's kind of iffy.
Yeah.
Like, would you not be posting your own real photos on the app? I mean, it's kind
Yeah.
of
Good point.
questionable, like why you would like why people, and I guarantee that there will be people that will be like, hell no, privacy. But it's like, would you not be posting your real photos? Like that in itself is a red flag, people. Red
Yeah.
flag.
I suppose, especially because it's a dating app. But I do. How comfortable are you putting? I mean, you post content, and you're pretty. You have a publicly visible profile, but like there's those AI Sora or those AI
Mhm.
chat things, or AI video where you have to put your face or your voice, or your likeness into it. Whenever I go like virtually try on a pair of glasses, I got to scan my face, which means it exists in someone's data library. Presumably they're using it for good, but I understand Tinder had early days had some data vulnerabilities and things. Not to say it couldn't happen again. How comfortable are you throwing your face around in different apps and things, Tinder or otherwise, but as a ways of signing up and becoming part of a community?
I mean, it depends on how sketchy the app is, but a lot of the main ones, I'm not going to have an issue about it because even some of the biggest, most secure uh, brands, they've had cyber attacks. Even the non-secure ones, like the Louvre, earlier, like this week,
Mm,
where there was like the whole robbery and everything. But I think we're it's going a bit off topic here, but to me, I think this is the sign showing that they're listening to people. Similar to Pinterest earlier this week, they also announced that, hey, guys, we're going to be putting out an initiative to uh, ensure that there's not too much AI being put out there. And you scroll down the feed, and there's a lot of like AI influenced things. And I think other social media, even these dating apps, Tinder, Bumble, etc. There's a lot of like AI. There's a lot of like fake profiles.
Yeah.
There's something that they could really take on, and hopefully this real-time video will help, and it'll alleviate the fact that you know fake profiles or people wasting your time, etc.
Yeah. Well, I could see it is again dating profile, real life meetups and applications, and you want to know that there's someone trustworthy at the other end of that, and not someone with malicious intent, or not a bot, or some scammer, fisher type of thing. So I could see that. But let's say you're AMC Theaters, or you're a B2B company that has a customer
Mhm.
service engine behind it, and you want to use facial recognition as another touch point to help train your team up. Is it fair to become standard practice to say, yeah, name, password, give us your face? Well, two-parter. Is it fair to start building that into a company practice? And number two, is it fair to start using that for data mining? To say, okay, we've got your face. You like AMC Theater. You're on Tinder. You have H&R Block. Like, can a face become a new, I guess, password or fingerprint on the internet to help with verification and personalization?
Now, this isn't my like it's not my profession, but like in terms of cybersecurity, I know that like um, in terms of strength for password or access, your face isn't necessarily the best option. And I know that like there have been companies that have looked at that, and I like in terms of getting personal and getting human, and which is something that should be more of an importance for brands. I think the first thing is listening to your customers and seeing if
Mm,
that actually makes things easier for them, or if it's just adding another barrier to what they're
right.
doing. Because yes, certain kinds of friction are good, but other kinds, like when they're already your customer, you don't necessarily want to make things harder for them so that they can just be like, okay, this is not worth my time. Why not just go with somebody else?
So you're saying facial recognition maybe as an opt-in, so we can serve you better. Here's the justification behind it. What do you want to do this type of program, and get the pulse of your customer before you roll something out like that? Is
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
yeah.
like do some surveys. Have like do a post about it. Like a lot of the companies right now, they're active. They have an actual voice, not just a electronic voice, especially B2C companies, which is something that B2B service-based companies, they really need to get in on, where it's like, hey, we have a voice, we have something unique, whatever
Yeah.
that might be. It doesn't have to be like going completely wild. Like as long as it's something memorable that you're standing for your values, your positioning.
Yeah.
Go out there and like be like, hey guys, what do you think? We've been thinking about this.
Yeah, but Tinder, okay, I hear you. But Tinder isn't doing that. Tinder's saying, starting whenever, starting today, if you want to be on our profile and join it, or on our site and join it with the new profile, you're gonna have to put your face in, or go somewhere else, get out. So it's not. We didn't. I don't know if they did any consumer research, or did internal surveys or anything like that to decide whether this is a good idea. I think ultimately it probably is, but they're not saying optional, put your face in if you want. They're saying like get face or get out. So is it fair? Is it fair rules of engagement for Tinder or anyone with their own justification to say mandatory? Here's what you're going to do, um, or is it a bridge too far?
I think it's absolutely justified. You know, would I like somebody like who is not like what they're.
You're cutting out a little bit, at least for me. Let's give you a second. I think you're saying it's fair play. Yeah.
Yes. What I was saying is it's fair play. A lot of the time when we're dating, we want to be dealing with a real person, not like, you show up and it's like you've been catfished.
Sure.
This is pretty
But we
much they're
always
like
want
eliminating this common problem.
Okay, but we always want real people. Let's say I work for I own a car dealership and I want to have people test drive and I want to make sure that whoever shows up is going to be they're going to be the person that shows up to test drive. Like, can I ask for their face? Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay.
But I mean, it makes sense. There needs to be like a logical reasoning,
Yeah.
or have security questions.
Yeah.
That's like a very good alternative where you don't have to have somebody's photo on hand. But again,
Okay.
like those security questions could also end up being personal. So it's like, okay, what level, or give them the option. Be like, hey guys, we just want to make sure that we're having the right person test drive your car.
Hmm.
With the option, you can either send us your photo, or you can give us like 2 security answer questions,
Yeah. And I
and
guess I'm
whoever
going to look
shows
at
up.
Yeah, it's true. I guess I'm going to look at your driver's license also and maybe scan that. Not go. That's a face that can go into the dealer's data repository.
Yeah,
But I don't know, there's just something, and again, for, like, the safety and vulnerability of individuals, like, I think it's a good move up for Tinder's part, but it does open up potentially, Pandora's box of, "Yeah, we can justify that too. We want video capture of you." Um, but I think you're saying as long as you can justify it and you have buy-in from whoever's participating. I mean, people scan their face to do, like I said, like through like the AI videos or make custom emojis of themselves. Like people are pretty voluntary about voice prints and face and all that stuff. So if you can justify it on the company side, I guess people will line up and opt in. It's the mandatory part where if your justification is a little bit slim, like enforcing it and making sure that you do it or get out, that's where it becomes a little bit, I don't know, sticky
exactly.
for me. Yeah.
And I think that's the key here, and that's why, like, we're having this conversation with brand marketing. There needs to be that balance between communication and intention,
Hmm.
because it's great to say, yeah, we want to be like this, or we're going to do this, but without that sufficient communication in the right location to the right people and at the right time,
Yeah.
this like it's gonna fall through. People are going to come back and be like, this doesn't fit with our previous kinds of communications with this company, or our previous experience with this company.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's the same thing. Like if you're pivoting your brand, communicate, right? Like put out a picture, be like, hey
Hmm.
guys, like we're going to be doing this, and it's for XYZ reasons. This is
Yep.
actually for, like, when people understand that it's for your own good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right, Beatrice. It's an opportunity, so it could be like, look, here's a video of me. I'm a higher up at Tinder. I'm going to scan my face in and put this into our profile. But I think like you're saying, communication is key. Like, here's why we're
Mhm.
doing this, and then report on some outcomes too. Like, great news, we weeded out 9% of our user accounts that were bots and fake accounts. Like, we've made a safer
Yes.
community for our users. Incidents that we've tracked have dropped by X number of percent. I'm making up numbers, but like, if they can be transparent and communicate the positive outcomes of a decision like this, I think it might help other companies that are weighing not just like the facial recognition part, but privacy concerns about their users and how their data is used. And everyone's a little, finicky about that stuff to whatever degree they are, but they might be able to create this nice, like, mm, we'll call it a playbook or something. How do you navigate that type of situation? Because if you're again on a B2B or service-based company side, you want to take care of your customers and you want to do it to the knowledge is key. Like the more you know about your customers, the better off you are and the better you can serve them, but not to the extent of being invasive and not to the extent of where they feel like this is, it's
Pushing.
too far. Yeah, you pushed it
Yeah.
too far. Yeah.
And like at the end of the day, the biggest thing is how open and clear you are about what your intentions are. Just be there and communicate.
Yeah.
And so that's it for this week. Guys, if there are anything that we missed, what are your thoughts in terms of Tinder and their introduction of facial recognition into their processes, and should B2B service-based businesses, etc., should there be facial recognition? Does it depend? And if there's any companies that you'd like to see us cover, drop it down in the comments, and have a badass week. See you guys.
Peace out. Thank you.